Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to go over my very detailed 2021 finance and debt plan. I am so excited about this video, and just for no reason other than it was just fun. It was just so fun to put these numbers together. I already wrote the blog post that's going to go along with this, which will be linked down below. And so I was able to see my expectations for this year in regards to paying off my debt, which is my main goal, and for my saving, all my spending, everything like that. I'm able to break it down and also explore the possibilities for 2021, because I can make this plan, but nothing is guaranteed. Things could change, things could be better, things could be worse. It just depends on how the years go, but this is kind of the plan that I've laid out for 2021 in regards to my finances and my debt payoff plan. Now, if you watched my video on my money goals for 2021, the first one and the main one is becoming completely debt-free this year. By December 31st, I would like to be completely debt-free. And if you don't know, I started January with over $40,000 of total debt, $40,623. So I would need to pay off that much in 12 months, which is pretty significant. Now, my plan B, which I feel like I shouldn't have even done, is to be in a positive net worth. And I'm pretty sure I can 100% achieve that, but I really want to strive for paying off all my debt this year, because that is really challenging to me, because with everything that I'm about to run through, you will see that that's not really possible with my current numbers, but I absolutely can make it possible. So I do have my laptop here, and I'm gonna be looking down at it a lot just because I have a lot of numbers to refer to, but I'm gonna run through everything from debt plan. I'm gonna be following my spending, how much I expect to spend in each area, my income, and the possibilities of, how I can make paying off $40,623 of debt possible. Okay, so like I said, I told you the total amount of debt I have a million times. So that's made up of my car loan, which at the beginning of January, that started at $4,383. And then my student loans are the rest, $36,239. Both of those have some change on there, but we're not gonna worry about that. Now, in order for me to pay off this amount of debt, I would need to put over $3,385 to it every month, or $781 a week, or $111 every day. Obviously, that's a lot of money, and I have not been putting $3,385 to my debt every month or anywhere near that, but I can still make this possible, and that's what I'm gonna strive for. And I'm excited to document the journey. So here is my plan of where my money is going, okay? Well, first of all, let me talk about my debt payoff method. I do prefer to use the debt avalanche method because it saves me money in the long run. Now, I haven't quite been doing that. Well, I have, because student loans have been in forbearance and at an interest of 0%. So I have been focusing on paying off my car loan, which is technically not in the correct order of how I would be paying based off of the debt avalanche. But because student loans are at 0%, I prioritize my car loan, and I'm expecting to pay that off at the end of February. So by the end of February, I should only have my student loans left. If student loans, I don't know what's gonna happen once, Biden comes into office, and if student loans continue to be at 0% interest, that would be great. That's fine with me. If they don't stay at 0% interest, that's fine too. Either way, I'm still gonna go in the order of the interest rates that I was paying before, because if the interest rates do come back, then I would rather it be, the highest ones paid off first. So let me run through those real quick. I have 7 different student loans. I used to have 11 total, but I paid off 4 of them. So in order from highest interest rate to lowest, we have loan 7, $4,778.98 at 4.41%. Loan 9, which is $12,219.16 at 4.04%. Loan 10, $4,804 at 4.04%. Loan 5, $5,091.71 at 3.61%. Loan 6 at $2,067.75, also at 3.61%. Loan 3, $4,123.60 at 3.15%. And loan 1, $3,153.64 at 3.15% as well. So that would be the order I am paying my loans off. Next, we're going to focus on the income I receive from my full-time job as well as my spending. So the income I receive from my full-time job is a little weird. I think I've explained it here before, but basically my income is considered unearned income, which is why I do not pay taxes on it. They don't take taxes out. And the other thing about it is that my health insurance and my vision and dental insurance also count as income. So I have to pay taxes on the money I actually receive for payment as well as on my insurance, which is abnormal from my understanding. It's annoying. I don't love it, but my income is fairly decent, so it's whatever. But with that being said, I do expect to get a raise in June. I get a raise every year, and this is just based off of a pay scale, so there's no negotiating that. There's no, trying to get it higher or anything. So for 2021, I'm expecting a total income, gross income before taxes, of $67,357. From that income, I pay, obviously that's a big chunk of cash, so I pay the bulk of my expenses from that income. And here's how I expect that to go. So the first thing is taxes. That's going to be a total of about $11,571. Like I said, my income is not taxed. I have to pay quarterly estimated taxes, and that is what I have calculated. I will be making a video on how I estimate that for anybody else who may, is either self-employed or who has to pay estimated taxes. But that is what I calculated after I considered the standard deduction. So this is probably a little bit higher than what I am actually going to have to pay. Sinking funds, a total of $6,000 for the year. I have my sinking funds for emergencies, travel, personal spending, car maintenance, FinCon, medical and dental, and gifts. So as of right now, I do put $500 monthly to my sinking funds. I do update every single month on how much is actually in there each time, but I'm expecting it to stay about $500 a month. And then obviously whatever I save in each of those areas are what I would use for those expenses. So in this list that I'm about to go through, I'm not gonna name car maintenance or gifts, anything like that, because it would come from those sinking funds more than likely. My Roth IRA, I only invest $100 for now. And so that will be $1,200 for the year. The other thing about my income is that it's unearned income, so I'm actually not allowed to invest in a Roth IRA. It's very frustrating. That is also why I don't max it out, part of the reason why I don't contribute more. But because I make money on the side, I do use that money to invest into my Roth IRA. So that works. Donate, I'm expecting $600 to $650 for the year. So I donate at least $50 each month, but I'm okay with this going higher. I'm just gonna put it at $650 right now. Rent and utilities. This is my largest expense, obviously, for the year at about $19,000. And this includes my rent for my 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, valet, trash, renter's insurance, Wi-Fi, electricity, and water and sewage. I am aware this is very expensive. I am aware that a lot of people think paying for rent is a waste of money. At this point in my life, I am okay with doing this. I feel very safe in my apartment. Please don't come at me and tell me that my living expenses are too much. I understand I can save money there, but right now this is the best option for me, so I'm okay with that. Groceries, I'm expecting about $3,600 for the year, and that's by budgeting $300 every month. That's also about what I spent last year, or did I go over? Well, the thing is that last year I lumped together groceries and food out. So for groceries, I'm budgeting $3,600 for the year. For food out, I'm expecting about $450. Honestly, I'm not really sure on this number. I'm just assuming about $35 a month, and then I just rounded it up a little because I didn't separate that last year. I'm not exactly sure how much I spent on food out. I could go back and look, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think I'll be going out very often, and also when I do go out to eat, it's usually with my boyfriend, and sometimes he pays, sometimes I pay, so it just depends. Gas for my car, I'm expecting about $300 total for the year. Last year I paid about $250, and that's because I've been working from home from April through still today. I should be driving more. I should be going back to work very soon here, but I live less than 3 miles from my job, thankfully. So I still expect this to be pretty low. And this is a budget of $25 a month. Now I do have my car listed here because that is an expense, $4,383.99. And that will all be paid for by February. Life insurance, $1,080. This is $90 a month. I've talked about this briefly before, but I really just, it's a very frustrating thing for me to have. I do not need life insurance. I just was advised incorrectly, and I took out life insurance thinking that I was making an investment. I was quite young. I just was informed incorrectly, listening to people I should not be listening to, and so I can't really get out of that. And if I do, I would lose a pretty significant amount of money at this point in my life, so I'm just gonna keep it. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, but I guess $90 a month isn't horrible. For health, for the year, I'm estimating about $800. This would include my vitamins and supplements like my protein and creatine, anything for like lifting that I take. I'm really not sure on this number though. It could be a little bit higher, or it may be right around 800. This would also include things like medical copays, but I do have sinking funds for that, so I would pull from that. Now for my phone bill, my car insurance, and money for my dogs, I'm expecting about $1,300 total. This is very confusing and it's just very repetitive because I feel like I repeat it quite often, but my sister, she auto pays for our family phone plan. So that's my phone, my sister's phone, my dad, and my stepmom. And so I pay her for my phone bill, but I also pay for my dad's phone bill and my stepmom's phone bill because my dad pays for my car insurance, and those two are about the same. The car insurance and their phone bills are about the same. And then my sister has our 3 dogs. So we adopted 3 dogs together. We used to live together, and she has a house, so she has them with her. So I send her an additional $50 a month to help out with them. This is the $1,300 total is actually a pretty low amount considering it's a phone bill and car insurance, but this is because we recently switched to Verizon, I believe back in September, and we got a rebate that's going to cover our phone bill for like 6 to 7 months. So as of right now, I'm basically getting my phone bill and my insurance for free because my dad is paying for my car insurance, which I'm very grateful for. Spotify is $9.99 a month, so that's about $120 for the year, no big deal there. Personal spending, I am assuming $600 in addition to the $600 that I will build up in my sinking funds. So I'm not sure on this because I did my no spend year last year. I'm not exactly sure how much I'll spend, but I think $1,000 total for personal spending in 1 year is reasonable, but I don't know on this exactly. It could be less, it could be more. I'm okay with that. And so if you subtract that total, ends up at like 51,000 something. And if you subtract my income from all of those expenses, I'm left with $16,302. And from everything I just ran through, you may have noticed that I missed out on one big thing, and that would be my student loans. We haven't had to pay student loans, but my minimum payment is like $127, which would take me 20 plus years to pay off. But considering I would have $16,302 left over, give or take, that would all go to student loans. That's a pretty solid amount in my opinion, considering I live on my own and how much I pay to live here. And also I am still saving for my emergency fund, which is one of my other goals. I should still be able to get my emergency fund up to $6,000 because that's part of my $500 a month of sinking funds. And I'll also have my sinking funds being saved, and I'm still investing. So I think this is a pretty solid amount. So at the very least, I should be putting about $16,302 to my debt. However, we also have to consider my online income and then those expenses. So this is the tricky part because online income is highly variable. This is not a salary. I don't know exactly what I'm going to make this year, but I set a goal of making $12,000 from my online work. Now, $12,000 would still not be enough for me to pay off $40,000 of debt. I've also never earned that much online in 1 year, but I'm not going to let either of those hold me back. I'm going for it, okay? So I'm gonna assume that my gross online income would be $12,000 for this year. And then business expenses, I am going to take away from my online income. That's what I do anyway. And I'm expecting about $2,000. And that is basically what I paid last year. It's relatively cheap to run an online business, and that's, you know, 2,000 may be a lot for some people, but considering everything that I have, I think that's fairly reasonable. I also invest quite a bit in the platforms that I use and for security, things like that of my blog. So I'm cool with that. So I'm expecting about 2,000. That leaves me with 10,000. Then obviously I have to pay taxes on that income, and I'm expecting 1,880. So that's after I write off my expenses of $2,000. I would estimate about that much to be for taxes. And so this leaves me with about $8,120 or so. Again, that I would put toward my debt. I am open to investing more in my business, but I think I could make that work within that $2,000 expense total. Between those two incomes, so the $16,302 before and this $8,120, I should be able to pay off at least $24,422 this year from those two. But there is more. I can also make other extra income that is not from my business, and I do expect to make a little bit, possibly more than what I have predicted, but I can earn quite a bit from credit cards like cashback and referrals. So I'm expecting about $600, and that's because, like, for this month, I earned $50 in cashback rewards just from 1 month of expenses. And you know, I get a lot of cash back for spending on groceries. If I get gas, every single purchase that I make, I get money back from it. I use my credit card strategically. You guys know that. I have a whole video on it. I also am expecting some referral rewards. I have already received one for a Chase card. So I think that's a good estimate, $600 for the year in credit card cash back, possibly more. From apps like Fetch, Ibotta, and Rakuten. I probably have other ones. I can't think right now, but I would expect like 100. And then the other thing is I can sell things. So I already have stuff listed on Poshmark and Mercari. I would expect about 100 for the year, just because I've already decluttered my apartment quite a bit and there's not much more I can post for sale. So we'll say 100. And then I also may receive gifts, like for my birthday or for Christmas, anything like that. But I'm not even going to count that. So I would say about $800 in extra income, give or take. And if that were the case, all of that would go to my debt per usual. And I could then pay off a total of $25,222 in the year, considering all three of those. Now, the final part of this are the possibilities of 2021. Like I said, I cannot perfectly plan the year. That's just not how life works. There are many possibilities that could work in my favor or work against me. Yeah, there's just quite a few unknowns for 2021. Let me just run through those. So these are kind of in order. And the first one is the stimulus check that could be coming once Biden is in office. So that would be, from my understanding, $1,400, because we already received $600 earlier this year. I guess to get it to a total of $2,000, they would give us $1,400, which I would qualify for. Now, I definitely don't rely on this, and I definitely am not expecting this. Like, this is just a possibility, like we're going through. However, I probably wouldn't use the whole $1,400 on my debt. I would probably do about $400 to $600. The next thing is my tax refund. So I will be filing my taxes in early March, and I do go to a CPA just because taxes are difficult for me, and it's worth paying somebody to do that for me. So I'm really not sure on this one. Last year, I got a refund of over $2,300 because I overpaid on my taxes, and I thought I had paid the correct amount. I'm pretty positive I overpaid on taxes this year again, which is okay. That's fine. I'd rather overpay than underpay. The only thing that's really different is that I did not, like in 2019, I had the maximum amount deducted for the student loan interest. And now this year that's going to be significantly lower because it was, not accruing interest. I'm not sure how much of a difference that will make. My income is higher from last year, but not significantly. So I'm pretty sure I should get a little bit back, and I'm expecting at least 500, but possibly 1,500 or more. We shall see. But whatever I get back, I probably would put all of it to my debt. The next possibility is me moving out of this apartment. Now, I have lived here for 2 years. It'll be in February, it will be 2 years, but my lease does not end until May. And I have to let them know whether I want to leave or whether I want to stay by March, but I would not move out until mid-May. So the main thing that I would be okay with is moving into like a guest suite or a private studio basement or like a cottage home that somebody has on their property. And in this area, that's still relatively expensive. I would like to stay close to work. That's just my preference. I get really sleepy when I drive. I'm not willing to commute because to me, it's a danger to my life. I'm also not willing to have roommates because I don't want that, okay? So, but assuming that, I would say that the lowest I could probably find is $1,100 total, including utilities. And so that would save me about $400 a month from like June to December. And that's a total of $2,800 for 2021 that I could put to my debt instead. And with that being said, I'm really leaning toward not moving because $2,800 is just, that's not that much money to me. I don't know. I'm okay with living here. I truly love my apartment. I feel safe here. I also love the convenience and the amenities, and I'm not sure that I'm ready to give that up yet. And yeah, just that savings is not very convincing to me. Really, the biggest thing would be me buying a home and lowering my expenses that way, but that's still like, there's obviously a lot to consider with that, and I'm definitely not buying a house this year. Or if I moved in with my boyfriend and we split it, which would significantly lower. That's the only person I would live with. Or like with my sister, but she lives too far. And so I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna stay in this apartment. So that's a possibility though. I'm still open to it if something does come up. The next thing is also something I am not relying on and not expecting, and something I'm not really sure how I feel about. That would be the student loan forgiveness that Biden has mentioned of $10,000 per borrower. If that happens, I will definitely be debt-free by the end of the year. But I'm not expecting this, and that would be great. But I also don't know how I feel about it because I'm afraid that that's going to cause some problem with our taxes or some other thing in the economy that's going to affect us later. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that. But $10,000 is a pretty good chunk of that. Is like a third of my student loan debt. And that would be, obviously, I would be able to do it. So I don't know yet, but we'll see, I guess. I'm not gonna wait on anything though. Like if it gets to be, December and still nothing is happening and I still have the $10,000 to pay off and I can pay it off, I will pay it off. I'm cool with that as long as it's gone. And then the final possibility and the basic must if we don't have that student loan forgiveness is increasing my online income. So I mentioned it briefly before, but my full-time job, I cannot negotiate that salary. It is on a pay scale. I cannot ask for a promotion. I cannot ask for a raise. It does not work like that. We get the raise based off of the pay scale, and it's just that's what I get. But I do have flexibility when it comes to increasing my online income, and this is endless. The possibilities are endless here. So there are many ways that I can make money online, and I mention them very often on here about how, my different sources of revenue, and I just need to optimize those. So the least that I can do is make a plan and just take massive action. That's what I'm working on, and just staying positive about it. So there are many things I can do. I wrote a plan on my blog post. I guess I can run through these real quick of the things I can do. So all of this would help me to increase my online income. So upload more videos to YouTube on this channel and my other channel. Promote my content daily. I need to get better about promoting my content, and that would be across all my social media. Increase affiliate sales. This would be making more blog posts, updating the links in my description box, applying to more of them, creating, content for that, specific to that, each affiliate, whatever. There's a lot of options with increasing affiliate sales. Revamping my old blog post on livinglikelayla.com. I do have that monetized with a pretty good ad company. So that just means improving the SEO, adding links, and creating new pins for Pinterest because that's where I get my most traffic. Find more financial coaching clients. I do have one paying client at the moment, and so I am going to be adding in testimonials on my coaching page. I need to promote it more and talk about it more. That's just, again, I need to get better at promoting, and I think I'm going to make business cards as well. And then land sponsors, more sponsored deals. So I need to create better quality content, reach out to companies, and create a media kit to demonstrate to them. Yeah, so that's just kind of my little plan of action of how I can increase my income. And it's really just about doing it, you know, just taking action on it and being more serious about it, treating this as a business more so than a hobby, which is where I want to take it. I want this to be my full-time job, you know, between YouTube and blogging and selling affiliate products, sponsors, stuff like that. I want that to be what I do, as well as the financial coaching. So that's my plan. All right, I know that is so much and a lot of information, a lot of stuff, but you can see what I mean. But like when I made my last video of creating a financial projection, that is basically what I did for this. And it is so exciting because the possibilities are honestly endless. And when you break it down like this, you can see that you can make a lot more progress if you just stick to your goals and prioritize what's important to you. Overall, I do think it's possible for me to completely pay off my debt in 2021. And I'm not gonna shrink myself any more than that and expect any less. And if it doesn't happen, that's fine. I will just continue on and keep paying off my debt. But I do think I can make it happen. I do think I can reach $6,000 in my emergency fund and continue to invest. I know not everybody loves finance. I know not everybody likes to look at these things, but to me, this is fun, and you can make money fun because the possibilities are endless. And I think that's really motivating and inspiring. It just makes me want to take more action and do more for myself because I am creating a better financial future. And finances are important, honestly. So at the end of the day, that is a priority for me. So this really helped to clarify the things that I want this year and the things I need to do. So I do highly suggest you try this out if you haven't already. Go back and watch my video from last week about creating a financial projection for yourself. It just depends on your goals though. So mine is very focused on paying off debt. You may want to focus on saving for your emergency fund or investing your money, but whatever it is, you can do that as well. Like I said, there is a blog post version of this linked down below as well if you prefer to read. I'm very excited for this year. Thank you all for your support over these last couple of months. It's been crazy how much growth I've had on here. So you guys are a huge part of this prediction. This is just all of this. So thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video.